My name is Kenny Travis Kafonka. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Daj'oy Manufacturers Company Limited. The company just started up recently after the help of Yapya, Youth Investment Trust of Zambia. Initially, before Daj'oy Manufacturers, we were called Oma General Dealers. We were dealing into timber and wood processing in industrial area in Dollar. So what had happened is that we approached Yapya for financial aid, which helped us to procure machinery that we were planning on diversifying into wood briquette manufacturing to use as a raw material sawdust that is being produced as a waste product. So we thought of doing that as a company and actually making a better product that has similar functions with charcoal but much more advanced and more innovative in the sense that it has more capability to do the job that charcoal does 10 times better. So we are into manufacturing of wood and charcoal briquette, which is a very much clean burning fuel, one for industrial and also for versus domestic consumption. Among many sites of suppliers, this is one of our usual suppliers of sawdust due to the fact that it's close by our plant, and this is where we mostly come in to collect our raw material, which is sawdust. The process is actually simple. The wood and timber processing is that the sawdust, that is a waste product from timber, is our main source of raw material. We intend on finishing up the sawdust that's mounting up in the copper belt. So the process is simply simple, which is practically a little bit scientific, but at least it's okay, where we gather up sawdust, we pick it up, the community supplies with sawdust, then it's brought into our plant, where it's sieved and we remain with a finer product that is finer sawdust that helps us to manufacture or guarantee a much better product. So it's fine, it's sieved. Once it comes into the plant, it's sieved. Once it's sieved, it's taken to the weighing scale where we establish the kgs that we load into the dry. Once it's dried, we load about 1,000 kgs per hour, every hour, and the output, it's 1,000 kgs that we get. Once it's dried, the sawdust at least, its moisture content that comes in is about 38 to 40% moisture, which once it's dried, we reduce it to 6 to 8% moisture, which is acceptable for the briquetting machines to have it compressed and produce a much better product. So what happens is that once it's dried from the dryer, the air current dryer, which dries about 1,000 kgs per hour, from there we load it into our briquetting machines. The briquetting machines actually compresses the sawdust. It compresses it into releasing a product, the wood briquette. The briquetting machine only produces the wood briquette, which in turn we use that wood briquette to heat it at a certain temperature, about 1,500 degrees, to heat the temperature until we have a charcoal briquette. So the only product that the briquettes are, it's a wood briquette, and after carbonization, that's when we call it a charcoal briquette. A product that's called charcoal briquette is one that's being used for domestic consumption, those who are into barbecue and all that. So the wood briquettes is actually for big industrial companies that use furnaces, coal boilers. The wood briquettes has very much advantages, being to the fact that the briquette is compressed, its density is very high. It burns longer than the charcoal that they use or the coal that they use, because once this is on flame, it goes on from flame for over an hour. So with a much quantity of it, it can burn up to 5 hours without you loading more if you want to. It has very high density and it's very highly flammable, and the heat is way over. It exceeds about 4,000 degrees Celsius, that's a lot of it. See, once you load about 100 to 50 kgs of wood briquettes into a furnace. See, those are its advantages as a wood briquette for these industrial companies. It burns longer and it's actually very much affordable. Our target market are mines, industrial, also hospitality businesses and households. The ordinary coal they use can give them up to 3,700 degrees Celsius, and this can give them up to 4,000 degrees Celsius heating temperature. Current charcoal on the market right now, a 25 kg goes by 25,000 or 26,000 in urban areas, but ours will simply go at 15,000, and it burns longer. It's 10 times than the charcoal that they use. We are currently employing about 15 youths that are actually doing the loading and offloading of sawdust to our plant. But we hope to expand on our employment levels as soon as our plant grows. We are actually facing one constraint, which is transport, because we need to hire transport to have our sawdust to deliver to our premises. Also, as a planned venture, we also intend on procuring conveyor belts, which will help us in efficiency levels, because right now as it is, it's very labor intensive, being that most of the work needs to be done physically, which if we are able to have those conveyor belts, some of this work will be done automatically, and that will help us a lot in the future.